Hey, Mike, are you on the Jonathan Gannon train like Rob Ellis is, or are you with D Gun? Hey, pump the brakes, wait and see.
Well, you know me, I got to see before I give in.
There you go.
Mike, come on, join me on the bandwagon. Get on the bandwagon, Mike.
I'm pretty much like that with everything, and I'm still like that with Hurts to a large extent, but especially the defense. They've added that kind of personnel, and now we'll see what he can do with that personnel. They look like they can get to the quarterback more consistently than they did.
All right, we're back. Happy Tuesday. I have not said Monday the entire show, knock on wood. Doing pretty well with that. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Rob Ellis, Derek Gunn, Barrett off today. As I mentioned, we are now just 5 days away, less than 5 days from the Eagles' home or season opener against the Detroit Lions. And immediately following that game, you'll be able to check out our next guest, Mike Missanelli, along with Derek Gunn, Seth Joyner, and Devin Caney. And there he is. Mike, you made it back from the shore, man. Did you take the boat back? How did you get home?
Well, it was pretty rough today coming back from the shore, but I was on the heels of a trip to Kiowa Island also, and it rained like hell down there. So I went from Kiowa to the Jersey Shore. I'm relaxing, man. This is relaxed time, but I'm really resting up for the big Sunday show. We can't wait.
Yeah, hey, man, you've been pretty low-key all summer, man. Where have you been?
I've been just hanging out, doing some leisurely things and trying to get back to playing golf after the show. I got to tell you, Kiowa Island, I don't know if you guys have ever been down there, but it's fabulous down there. And I played the ocean course for the first time in my life, which is supposed
Where is that, Mike, for people who may not know?
The ocean course is in Kiowa Island. It's right across it's an island that is adjacent to Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
So it's really kind of a self-contained island. They have some great golf courses down there. And they had the PGA at the ocean course, I think, last year. And I swear to God, I lost at least a dozen balls. I've never seen anything like it, man. And when they send you out, you take a cart, but they send a four-caddy. And the four-caddy is instructed not to look for wayward balls. Like forgetting it.
Really?
Yes. If you can afford to play the ocean course, they go, you can afford to lose the ball. We're not going to waste any time looking for your ball. So I lost a quick dozen. But it was fun, man. I'm ready to go.
Charleston's an unbelievable town, man. That's
it really is.
Town.
Great restaurants, Rob. You know, if you've been down there, the restaurant seems fantastic.
No doubt. Mike, I got to ask you this because I know for as long as you did it and, continuing to do it, when it feels like the public is so hard one way, right? Whether that's fans, whether that's media, whatever, it always gives you a little pause, right? And it feels like right now there's a lot of steam and momentum built up from an Eagles standpoint. It give you any kind of concern a little bit?
Yeah. You're exactly right about that. I mean, it's really caught a wave towards the end of training camp that they become trendy now. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at a couple power rankings today. They're actually ahead of the Cowboys in a couple power rankings. Saw one on the NFL. And I think it's really an interesting phenomenon. And listen, I think they're good. There's a couple questions that they're going to have to answer right away. And the one thing for me is they've added a lot of different personnel. And I know when that happens, people get excited because they're good players. But you have to meld that as well. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly they can meld that. And the other thing is, I think they really would like to transition. Last year, they had to run the ball out of necessity. I think they would really like to transition the other way around and get that disparity a little different with pass run. And they look like they should be able to do that. But again, it all depends on the quarterback. Will they be successful doing that after adding personnel that would accommodate that?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, are you on the Jonathan Gannon train like Rob Ellis is, or are you with D Gun? Hey, pump the brakes, wait and see.
Well, you know me, I got to see before I give in.
There you go.
Mike, come on, join me on the bandwagon. Get on the bandwagon, Mike.
I'm pretty much like that with everything, and I'm still like that with Hurts to a large extent, but especially the defense. They've added that kind of personnel. And now we'll see what he can do with that personnel. They look like they can get to the quarterback more consistently than they did. We'll see if they do that. And that all comes down to the defensive coordinator. I don't see why they wouldn't be. I mean, they're pretty deep. So I think their defense, a lot of people think they could be a top 10 defense all of a sudden. Yeah, Derek, I know what you're talking about because that's giving the defensive coordinator that kind of credit that he can forge a top 10 defense. But we'll see.
Mike, are you still in the Wilson? I'm a Ganwagon guy. Yes,
he's on that boat, man.
I'm the conductor right now. I have the hat on, the whole thing.
Man,
that's all right.
Yeah, why not?
Well, here's the other thing about the offensive part of it, and going back to what I said before about whether they can score enough points in that situation. The defense is facing not crap quarterbacks, but I was looking at recently where not one guy who was a top 10 ranked quarterback from last year. A couple were close, but they don't face they face one quarterback, and that's Aaron Rodgers, who's actually a bona fide ranked quarterback. The rest were in double digits, and I guess you can round it up for Dak or Kyler Murray or something like that. But
Cousins,
they're playing the likes of the Goffs and the Cousins and the Tannehills and Matt Ryans and the Joneses and all those guys. I think that matters. I think that really helps out.
Yeah, it certainly could build confidence along the way. That's for sure. Mike, are you in the wait and see mode with Sirianni? Are you a little bit more either confident or do you go the other way? Where are you with him?
I'm a little more confident with him. He showed me a little bit last year. I think he's probably a good orchestrator. I like the fact that he stepped away from calling plays and is going to be that like CEO type of head coach. And then it just comes down to the defensive coordinator, really. If they can be a top 10 defense, I'm not worried about them at all. They're going to be very, very good. I mean, I look at them like I said 10 earlier. I may have caught this late training camp wave that everybody else has, and maybe I go to 11 at this point. But I think that it's going to be a fun season. I think they're going to be good. I don't see them like coming out crapping out at all.
Mm-hmm. I don't see it either. And I also look, I think the Cowboys came back to earth. They have significant issues, Mike. I mean, between the coach who stinks and an offensive line that's beat up. Jason Peters, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
not to mention losing, the likes of Randy Gregory, et cetera. I think there's going to be a reality check in Dallas.
I think you might be right about that. Jason Peters, I love the fact that people, oh my God, he can still play. I don't know. I mean, the longer it goes on, I know he had a decent year last year. He played okay, but I just don't think that he's – I think he's going to get beat a lot this year. And so you might be right about the Cowboys, but their defense is pretty consistent. They're pretty solid defense, I think.
Derek, you all right? You there? Oh, I thought are you muted?
No, I mean,
I thought you wanted to jump in.
He's kicking back. I saw like he's thinking about all that stuff he cooked last night that he was thinking about.
No, he's thinking about what he's going to cook tonight. He's looking ahead.
I'm not cooking tonight. I'm not cooking tonight. That's it. I'm done.
Visually, you can post some good pictures of the stuff you
like
cook.
that.
I like the grilled pineapple and the peaches.
Oh yeah. You like that?
Yeah, that was nice.
Mike, I think we have a special guest. We're going to who's going to join the fray here. I see him. I see him in the queue. Do we have Barrett Zander? There he is.
Oh,
just for you. He's been missing all show. He's back for you.
Barrett Brooks came in for me.
What up?
Yes.
What up?
What's going on?
You guys hear me?
What's up, Brooksy?
We got you.
What's up?
We got you, man.
I had to be on with Mike Miss, man. Come on now. What's up, bro?
What's going on, B?
Oh man, just trying to make these donuts, man. These guys are trying to get me out of here. I've been logged on since 11 o'clock, but they told them no. They told me no. That's what they told me.
Boy, you're on vacation this week?
No. I had
He's on vacation every week.
Me have too many jobs. Me don't need no more jobs. I got too many jobs.
I hear that, man. I hear that.
He doesn't have any jobs, Barry, so don't worry.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask you, Mike, how's it been? I know we've had you on a few times, and it's been great, just kind of getting your sense of where things are. But you've had the ability to kind of, unfold a little bit and just kind of rewind and reset and everything. What are you kind of revving? Like, we're all excited for football week. Are you especially,
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to doing the show. I think it's going to really energize me. But I was really content to take the summer off. I mean, it was kind of nice not having to think about a game plan for a show and be somewhere the same time every day.
I hear you.
But yeah, I'm itching to get back into it. There's going to be a couple things I'm going to be doing, which may be announced this week. So, and I know there's been rumors, but that rumor's not true. So
I got you. I got
No
you.
way.
I got you. I think I
yeah,
know where you're going.
That's out
Yeah.
there. Is not
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that floats around out there these days.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mike,
but I
doesn't
get
it-
a couple
doesn't-
things. You know, it's an interesting pace because I've been able to think about doing some different things, like you know, get involved with this wine thing that I'm trying to do, and then taking some vacation time off. And I just released a children's book. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh, congrats!
No, congrats.
Yeah. I had a children's book that was released last week.
What's the name? Where can people get it? Let's promote.
People can get it at Amazon.com, and they can get it at authorhouse.com. They can get it at barnesandnoble.com. It's out. It's in hardcover and paperback. It's called The Adventures of Shima the Shiba. It's for young readers, kids that just start to read, or younger kids that their parents want to read it to them. And it's basically my head inside my dog.
I like that.
I look at my dog and I can see like the thoughts that are coming out of her head, but they're my head. So it's the dog.
Hey, Mike, when you put it, when you put it like that, Mike, that tells me that you may need some special counseling. When you start thinking of your dog's thoughts.
As if we don't all. Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
I know I do.
It's a breed that's really
that was
unique.
acceptable.
It's
I've been doing that for years.
It's a Shiba Inu. I don't know if anybody knows what this dog is. It looks like a little fox, and it's it's only at Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has a Shiba brand, Shiba Inu.
Nice.
And it's always thinking. You look at its head, and it's different than a regular dog. A regular dog just happy. This dog is like intellectually thinking about stuff. So I looked at it and I said, okay, well, like I take her for a walk. She's thinking of like certain things. Like she'll see people, but she's judging the people. Or like she'll see squirrels, and it's like, you're lucky I'm on a leash. I would tear your ass up otherwise. You can see it in her brain, and so I just tried to project that in the book.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Well, I mean, I would have thought that you would have said, all right, I'm a lawyer. I can practice law. I mean, lawyers get all the money, man. I mean, I just did that instead of being a talk on TV.
They work a lot of hours too, Barrett.
There it is.
Well, I've been actually in contact with a few avenues that way as well. I just didn't know where I wanted to go, and also here's a revelation. I'm going to be doing some Phillies scouting.
Phillies,
like Philadelphia Phillies,
like Philadelphia Phillies. Yes, I'm going to be.
You're going to be a Phillies scout.
That is correct. I'm going to be doing some associate scouting, which is in this area. I'll be looking for certain players. You have to kind of get well versed at who prospects are around here. So I'll just take a second look at them, and so that was also in the works.
That is cool, man.
It's something I've always wanted to do, and I inquired about it, talked to some people, and they said, we have an associate position open, and it's not a high level position, but it's just like discovering talent, and I think I really like to do that. So I threw a bunch of stuff at the wall. And law was another thing that I was trying to get involved in doing some work for firms that do like case reviews, innocent project type of case reviews. So I'm still kind of looking at that. The thing about having a lot of time is sometimes you can have too many thoughts and they all collide at once. So I've been just trying to like do one thing at a time. Now that I don't have the everyday pressures of having to work at a certain spot, I can explore other things at my leisure.
That's got to be fun, though, to keep your hands in a lot of different, cookie jars. That's got to be a fun thing. It keeps it fresh, I would assume.
Yeah, it does. And sometimes it confuses you because then you go, hey, maybe I should zero in on one thing. But since I have all this time and I can multitask, why not? I don't know how many more years I have to live. I might as well explore everything. And something I enjoy, then I'll stick with that, or I'll do nothing. It's always good to do. But what I found out, it's really fun to do nothing.
Yeah, but
I can do nothing better than a lot of people.
Doesn't it feel so good to be in control? See, when you have a structured job that you go to, you don't have time to veer to the left or the right because you're so regimented in terms of what you're going to do. And then once you get past that initial shock of not having that safety blanket, especially once you've established your name in the market, so on and so forth, then all of a sudden the creative juices start flowing and you find out there are other entities out there that have interest in you that you
Yeah.
never even thought about. You know what I mean?
No, you're exactly right, Derek. I mean, you know, when you do a talk show every day, you kind of like are on 24-hour recall. You have to pay attention to every little thing. So you're seeing every pitch in the Phillies game and every little play that you have to discuss. And so after you do the show, it's like, okay, there's a game one night you have to pay attention to. It's, your brain doesn't think about other stuff. Yep. So,
hey, Rob,
and I have to admit, there have been some Phillies games I haven't even watched because of that.
Hey, Rob, this is what you call rich people.
That's where I didn't have to do it. I used it to do other things.
Hey, Barrett, what's that?
That's a rich people conversation. You see how him and Derek went into that conversation. I don't know anything about that.
No. See, Mr. Nelly's rich. I'm putting together food stamps. There's a big difference. Huge difference.
It's getting deep. It's getting real deep on Derek's side. I get the waiters out right now at this point.
Okay, so if I was rich, I wouldn't be doing this damn show with you, Derek.
Yeah, good point. He wouldn't be here right now if he was rich.
Hey,
oh my God.
Hey, Mike, you and me both.
Yeah. Mike, let me ask you while we have you, Phil. So I know you said you haven't seen every game, but the way the West Coast went, I'm sure you're aware it was pretty ugly. 20 some odd games left. Are they a playoff team?
Yeah, it's interesting because social media is panicking as usual. That's why this town is so great.
It's like an Eagles game now. They lose a game. It's like when the Eagles lose.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they suck. All right, but you got to look. You got to look at. Are they a World Series team? No, they're not good enough for that. Okay. Yeah. But they're good enough to be in the playoffs. And you got to look at it like, are they in danger of losing their playoffs? Well, I don't think so because the Milwaukee Brewers aren't strong enough to overtake them. And I don't think people are looking at that. The Brewers have had plenty of chances to get it back into this thing, and they're a mediocre team. They're not strong enough to overtake the Phillies, even though the lead is slender. I just don't think coming up they've got some easy games. The Brewers would have shown up by now if they were legit. So whether it's the second spot in the wild card or the third spot, it doesn't matter. What matters is you get in the playoffs. Now, are you going to do anything? Probably not. I mean, they may lose the first series. They may win. They're not as good as the Mets, the Dodgers, or the Braves. So as a Philly fan, you should really understand that and go, all right, they're not good enough. So why am I getting upset that they can't win the World Series? They're trying to get there. This is not the year they're going to get there.
Right. Good point.
All right, back to the Birds here. What is realistic here in terms of how deep they can go, considering all the moves they made in the offseason, Hurts now in his second year in this system, et cetera, all the prerequisite stuff we say, what's acceptable here in terms of how deep they can go?
Listen, it's pretty wide open. Can I say right now that they can't go to the Super Bowl? I guess I can't say that right now. I mean, I don't know how things are going to play out, but we obviously know who the real good teams are. And if you measure the Eagles against the Packers, are they better than the Packers? Are they better than the Bills? I don't know. Probably not. Are they better than the Chiefs? But I think it's really going to be an interesting season. I think they're solid. I think it depends a lot on whether the quarterback can take advantage of these new gifts. And who knows? If they win 12 games and they get that favorable seed, who knows what could happen? Mm-hmm. I can't say that they're a Super Bowl team right now, but I wouldn't rule out a really good run.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent. They improved themselves more than any team in the NFL this offseason. I mean,
they improved themselves so much that we don't even talk about Howie messing up with Rager and JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Yeah. No, he gets applauded for getting rid of them.
He's turned back into the hero. Like those mistakes were never made. It's great.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was the great debate. Do you praise him for at least cutting bait and knowing I'm not going to compound this versus you're cleaning this mess up at your own mess? It's an interesting dynamic there.
Yeah, it is. Listen, look at the skill level players they have. The running back situation worries me a little bit, right. But simply because of Miles Sanders and staying healthy and all that. But I think they've got enough depth.
Well, hey, Mike, just looking at what they're doing, and just like you said, I heard a little bit on radio with Howie being on earlier today. And he hasn't backtracked from his mistakes, man. He's taken it on the chin and said, yeah, but he said he rewrote those mistakes and he learned from the mistakes, even in 2017. As they go forward, it's not necessarily the talent that they have, but especially on the defensive side of the ball. But can the system work with them? Are you a fan of Gannon? Are you a fan of the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, well, it's $1 million question. The Gannon thing is a major question, and I guess all we can do right now is go. They've added personnel, so you
Yeah.
take it one step at a
Mhm.
time. You go, okay, let's see what he does with it. Now, game 3, if they're struggling, we're going to be back to ripping him. I don't know. This is like I love the first week going into the season because, especially with the Eagles, because the Eagles have gotten late acclaim this season and everything. Wow, man, maybe they can do something with this team. And then there's always these little questions. Well, they okay, unless they do this, they're not going to do that. But they're coming into the season with a lot of optimism, the fan base, and I think also nationally. I think nationally, people are recognizing they have something here.
4-point favorite, Mike. Is that line telling you anything? It's been pretty steady. It hasn't moved a ton. What do you think?
It's probably a first week line, so it seems a little thin to me. But you know, it's in Detroit, so I guess they're and Detroit got all that hard knocks love. So maybe that should. The Eagles will win this game by 10.
10.
Go the hard knocks.
Yeah, that's a 10-point win for them.
So you expect them to manhandle Detroit?
I do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a happy post game with you and Seth.
Yeah, we'll see. We're going to start off with a bang.
I don't know if there's a possibility of us ever having a happy post game with me, Mike, and Seth on there. I really don't. I don't know if happy is an appropriate word.
You might be happy. Seth might not be happy, but
have you thought about your Seth approach, Mike, or are you just going to kind of wing it, man?
I don't know how I'm going to handle this yet, Rob. It's like you got to go. You know, when you get in the pool, you got to figure out where you're gonna go. So, because if they win easy, like, how do we approach that with Seth? How do I approach it with Seth? Can I get Seth to say not grumble at all?
Ask Barrett.
No.
He can tell you. Ask Barrett.
Barrett might know best.
Just working with Seth from experience, they could win by 50. But it's always the little things.
Yeah.
Seth is a guy that you must cross your T's and dot your I's with.
Yeah,
and that's how you approach the game.
If they win easy and it's all positive, and he starts to go negative,
he's turned over a new leaf.
What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about, Seth? I'll give you.
Please do
that.
Know, yes,
he's turned over a new leaf now. You'll be able to go back and forth with him now. You know what I'm saying? He was a little rough around the edges.
I don't buy that.
I've kind of pushed him into a, he's like, all right, I just can't be this aggressive anymore.
Not possible.
Yeah,
not possible.
I don't buy it.
Yeah,
but I think he set you up.
Jobs,
Watch.
14 jobs now, doesn't he?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
he's hot property.
It's kind of the norm here. When you're looking at this thing, we were talking about the entirety of the league here. Who do you like coming out of the NFC? So tough to repeat. The reason I bring it up, the Rams look like that team, but it's so hard to repeat.
The likely suspects, the Rams, the Packers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Although I don't know about that domestic situation. What that going to do to him?
Brady? Yeah.
I'm trying to think out how I would have handled that.
Leaving for 2 weeks as a host, you mean? Yeah.
Well, he had to make good because she was kind of not happy at home.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What would you guys do?
Well, can you imagine how that conversation that, hey, I am actually kind of leaning towards going back, hun. And then she probably lost her, what, after that. I mean, you just know it.
And he could say the reason why I want to go back is because I can't stand being here 24 hours with you.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how you approach it.
Yeah, okay. Just go ahead and start a civil war making a comment like that.
Yeah, good luck.
I don't know. I think the guy should have a happy life. He should want to retire with a Brazilian supermodel and beautiful children. But
but she also had a career too, and maybe there was an agreement that says, okay, I will play to a certain point. Okay, I'm done. But then he stayed home with the 4 kids. Like, hey, I ain't cut out to be a.
Yeah, it took about 2 days of driving the kids to school to say, you know what? No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, they usually happens with athletes, doesn't it? It's
yes.
Like when the reality kicks in, it's like, well, I'd rather be with the fellas.
Yeah, exactly.
You missed that locker room, man.
I don't know how that's going to affect him this year. Will he be the same? But they're going to be good, obviously. So in the NFC there, and the Buffalo Bills, I think are destined.
Yep.
Finally, but I think it's a sleeper team, and not that they can win anything, But I think the Colts are going to have a really good year.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, we just
The
talking
Colts
about
on my radar. Maybe the Raiders, but the Colts, I think, could
stability with Matt Ryan. Everything kind of settles down after Wentz. Yeah, I hear you. I think it's possible. Yeah, for sure. All right, Mike. Well, listen, man, you're 5 days away from gearing it back up.
It's hard to believe it's this close, man. It seems so far away, but now
I'll see you at Ocean Casino.
Yeah, man.
This is week we got to start thinking about work again.
Yes, you got to dial in.
So hopefully, the people find access to the show like right away, and we have a good season. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward.
I do too.
All right, Mike.
How you going to dress for this, Derek?
I'm just going to wear a blazer with open collar shirt. That's it. Every week.
Blazer and open collar.
Good tank top.
Every week.
No pants on. No pants on. Just
I'll be wearing spandex. I'll be wearing spandex pants.
Please don't. Please do not.
Yeah, that'll be the last show. Mike, you'll come back for one show and that'll be it if that's the case. Oh man. Mike, we appreciate it, man.
It's a pleasure, man.
All right, man. Be good.
Talk to you soon. Thanks. It's Mike Missinelli. Again, check out Mike, check out Derek, check out Seth and Devin on the JAKIB postgame show immediately following the Birds. Barrett, what's up, man? You got through all your fancy photo shoots?
Yeah, man. Well, we don't pick back up until 3:00, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna do something." I was like, "No, I got to go back with my fellas, man. I had to come talk to you guys, man."
Man.
You got more promo shoots?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, what's the attire? You got the sport coat, the whole thing. What do we
how I rock? I rock the sport coat with the button up, with the jeans on, with the Jordans, man. I got to rock my Jordans, man.
The shirt hanging out or tucked in?
It's hanging out, bro. Come on, man.
He's hanging out. He's got to tuck in.
Man.
I don't tuck in. So it's one of those things where I enjoy looking good as a big man. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy looking good as a big man. But I missed you guys, man.
We missed you.
And let me apologize for the other day. You guys know about Polynesians, man. Visik and him and those guys.
No, you had your production meeting, is what you're talking
about.
Well,
last Friday, yes. I had the production meeting.
You hopped off. We thought you were going to hop back on, but you got tied
I was supposed to hop back. It was only supposed to be an hour meeting.
Okay.
Long story long, Vi jumped on it on the call.
Visik and Hema did?
Yes. Nod, I call him Stick Nod because but the tight end, he went to BYU.
Chad Lewis.
Oh,
Chad Lewis. I talked to him.
Well, so people who don't know, you were doing the BYU South Florida.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was waiting for your game on Saturday, and the game that preceded you was Appalachian State in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a 2-hour delay.
And you had a delay. I had to go to work. I was waiting for you, and I had to go to work. But anyway.
2.5 hours, bro. 2.5 hours we had to wait because it was squalls with lightning.
Jeez.
That's what they call them down in Florida, squalls.
Right.
But and then it got just super hot, and then it was like cutting with it. But BYU beat the brakes off South Florida.
Yeah.
Man. And when as I was doing my research and I was looking at it, I kind of knew it because all the receivers, their receivers average, this is no lie, 6'3". Their offensive line average is 6'6". They were just outmanned, you know what I'm saying, by South Florida just outmanned, they just came with waves and waves like of talent, man, and those guys are grown, man. They're grown, grown men they were playing against.
And so anyway, you got caught in your production meeting and Vi jumps on, Chad Lewis jumps on, and you couldn't.
And the head coach, the head coach talked to me because he played with guys that I played with, like Chris Hokie from the Steelers, Brett, what's Brett's last name? Play defensive end. Brett, the beard. For
the Steelers.
Yeah, I forget his name, but
yeah,
Kiesel.
I know
Brett Kiesel.
Kiesler.
I played with one of the quarterback from BYU, won the Heisman.
Okay.
He won the Heisman. Him and his brother.
Ty Detmer.
I played with Ty Detmer. all those guys I played with, and they're all BYU guys. And I'm like, wow, I played with a lot of BYU guys. I mean, a lot of them. And Vi being my mentor, so it was crazy. The amount of people I knew from BYU.
Hey man, how many out-of-odds did you say in your analysis during the broadcast?
I said 3. I counted them. I had
you did
3 out-of-odds.
3 out-of-odds.
3 out-of-odds. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's what we want to do. I want to get a timeout, and I want to come back. Derek and I want to talk to this a little bit early. Your excitement level as we're 5 days away. your anticipation for this game, kind of dig into that a little bit. Let's hit the Eagles and the Lions matchup. We'll do some of the stuff we usually do, the birthdays and all that, but we'll do that when we get back. And anything else you want to add?
Bro,
right?
I can't wait, man, because this is game week, man. This is game.
Oh, we're in it. We're locked in
it.
now, man. This is what it's all
we
about.
We need deep in it now, bro.
So quick timeout. We'll come back with Barrett's analysis of the game. Don't go anywhere. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis, Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network.